Hey guys, Iz here. I want to put together a quick guide for those of you that want to try out Frostbolt Totems. It actually feels amazing to play self-cast as well, but you have big reflect issues. So for this build we're mostly going to be talking about the Totem version, and it's going to be a Templar Inquisitor. It should be a fairly cheap build and doesn't need any crazy uniques. However, if you get rich, it has good options for late game scaling, where you can for example go low life with the Shavs. When you start off playing this build, use Fire Trap and Freezing Pulse. Make sure you're leveling Frostbolt as well. If this isn't your first character and you already have access to the Frostbolt Threshold Jewel, you can level with that and use Freezing Pulse for single target. This is what I did on the beta, until Reflect started becoming a problem, which was mostly in maps. If this is your first character, I'd recommend using either Self-Cast Firestorm or Blade Vortex until you kill Avarius. Then you can get one Frostbolt Jewel, and by then you can hopefully buy a second one from PoE Trade. It's not amazing with only one of the Threshold Jewels. I'll be linking all the gem setups and list them by priority in the description. This is the jewel socket I took first, and then I took this one as the second one. Remember that the Threshold Jewels don't need the stat actually assigned to it, it just needs the int, for example, available in the radius. Now, it's harder to go crit than it was before, so we will need more crit on gear, and a lot of our points go into taking life on the tree now. All of the path of building stuff I tried was with very bad gear. I feel like this gives a better example of what you'll realistically get, instead of just creating something with crazy gear and showing off insane DPS numbers, like look at my 1 million DPS build. Flamelast Totem has actually been a very popular starter as well, and I compared this build with Flamelast Totems quite a lot. Now, while Flamelast Totems get significantly higher tooltip DPS when I was experimenting on path of building, Frostbolt actually felt a lot better playing on the beta. And the reason for this is because it covers the entire screen and it hits moving targets. With Flame Blast you quite often miss. For example, a lot of bosses were moving out of the Flame Blast before it hit. So even though tooltip DPS was stronger, Frostbolt felt better. At level 92 with bad gear and a tabula, I managed to get 5k life, mind over matter with enough mana to cover the life. It's got pretty high crit and 41,000 damage per Frostbolt Totem. This is without anything special and it has a big potential for scaling. I'm going to be posting both the path of building info I used and the skill tree details in case you don't use path of building. You should though. When you're ascending the Frostbolt Inquisitor, you want to pick up Instruments or Virtue first and use Shield Charge to proc the attack part of it. And in Cruel, you want to pick up Augur of Pentience. I feel like it's harder to go crit early now, so just getting Augur of Pentience and using 10 Regrets later when you want to go crit gives you a lot more damage early on and makes the early game easier. You also get resist from the node before. Very, very handy to pick up early on, and I'd say it's worth the 10 regrets. If you don't want to take Augur of Pentience in Cruel, I'd rather just wait with doing the Cruel lab until you're comfortable with doing the Merciless lab. So you can get both Righteous Providence and Inevitable Judgment as your Cruel and Merciless lab pickup, and then Augur of Pentience will be your Uber lab. For bandits, you can help Kraton early on and change to Alira later, but if you want to save regrets, just pick Alira up early on. It gives you mana regen and you'll use the crit multi later. And the resists are pretty nice as well, especially on day 1. The microtransaction for this skill is definitely worth picking up. It makes the projectile very cool looking and it makes a really nice thud. Very, very nice build to play, especially if you're using things like Shatter. Hope you guys like this quick guide. Check me out on twitch.tv/Zizaran if you have any questions. And guys, try to die less than I do.